Less than 2 hours from now, a Colorado district attorney will ask that a sentence be reduced for a truck driver. Rogel Aguilera-Mederos was sentenced to 110 years in prison for a 2019 crash that killed 4 people and injured several others. Now the DA thinks that should be dropped to 20 to 30 years. The judge in the case said his hands were tied due to the state's mandatory minimum sentencing laws, but more than 4.5 million people have signed an online petition asking Colorado's governor to grant clemency or commute the sentence for time served. The governor's office says it's reviewing the sentence right now.
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And mandatory minimum sentencing guidelines have been a terrible policy in the United States for a long time now. It is because of mandatory minimum sentences that tens of thousands, if not more, minorities rot away in prison systems for low-level drug offenses. There is no mandatory minimum sentences for tax fraud, for embezzlement, for money laundering, bribery, and other white-collar crimes. Yet that's kind of convenient now, isn't it? But look, I'm not saying this particular case with this truck driver has anything to do with race. It doesn't mean that he didn't make a fatal mistake that cost the lives of 4 people. But the key word is mistake. That was a tragic accident, and he's being sentenced to plus 100 years in prison. Now, why do we have judges if we're going to take away their power of discretion? Everyone in this case, even the prosecutors and the judge, agree that this punishment is too harsh, and yet no one can do anything about it because the law dictates otherwise. It is clear that the problem here is the law itself. When the prosecutor pleads with the judge to reduce the sentence, you know that something is wrong. Now, let me shift gears a little bit, and please excuse the pun. I didn't mean it because of the subject we are discussing, but in a few years, truck driving and driving in general is likely to be completely or at least partially automated, meaning just like Knight Rider, most trucks will be driving themselves. And when that happens and the computer makes a fatal mistake that results in people dying, who's going to go to jail then? Will the court systems have mandatory minimum sentences for the AI, or will it be about the programmer that developed the AI? I doubt it. So why is this man going to go to jail for 110 years for the same crime that will likely be completely unpunishable in a few years? And I know that I'm getting ahead of myself, but these are questions that we as a society must ask. And we must have these conversations now before the technology is implemented. Now, let us also discuss labor laws in this country. Mistakes like this happen all the time, and in many instances, it's because the drivers are exhausted from being overworked. We live in a society where we want everything delivered that day or the next, and as Americans, we're spoiled like that. Well, most of us anyway, not the ones that live in rural America, but that's a topic for another video. We need to ask ourselves, who are the people that are working behind the scenes to get us things delivered so fast, and what kind of toll it has on them? We hear stories of Amazon workers being forced to relieve themselves in plastic bags because they're not permitted to take the time to stop and use the restrooms. We need to put an end to this and protect our labor force. They really are the backbone of America. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.